Welcome, folks, to the 7th of August, 2024 Aries Working Group call. This is Hyperledger call, so the antitrust policy and the code of conduct are in effect. I've got the link to the agenda in the chat. Welcome to make any adjustments to it that are useful to the community. Add yourself to the attendees list if you wish. Today's call may be a short one. I'm not feeling super chipper, but we have some stuff to review on the charter that's fairly important. So I want to make sure that happens. I recognize all of you. Thanks for being here. Any announcements we should have on the list but don't? Any release status or work updates folks want to share? All right. Our numbers are a little low. We've observed in a couple other meetings, just I think we're in August vacation span land where lots of folks take vacations, and that's okay. On the agenda today is charter review. We've got a couple pull requests to review, and adjustments to the actual proposed charter itself for the project. And that's probably all I have today. Any additional topics or things that folks want to bring up to be included on the agenda? All right. We have two pull requests on the Aries repo created by Mr. Stephen Curran. This is done. We have been discussing over the past couple of meetings this proposed charter, and so there's a whole bunch of changes and stuff in here. But one of the things that we discussed was that having a project TSC in GitHub provides a nice mechanism for sort of noting this, and we did this separate from maintainers. So there's two PRs here. There's a maintainers markdown. This looks like a lot of the files that we have in other places. The difference is that it actually points directly to the access control YAML file used as the Hyperledger organization to indicate who the repositories actually are, or who the maintainers for the Aries repositories actually are. And so this is not particularly interesting or unique rather, but just included here and then listed to the appropriate access control. This is a little bit better rendered. And the duties of maintainer and how you become a maintainer, etc., as part of that. Similar is the TSC markdown file. And so this has been proposed by Stephen. He grabbed this, describes the process of becoming a maintainer and how maintainers are removed, etc., as part of that process. There's nothing very surprising here. Basically, changes are made to this file by making a PR to the file, and then that needs to be approved by TSC members and managed according to what's described here in this document. Stephen said he just took a swag at existing TSC members, and changes or proposals are proposals for changes are very welcome. If someone wants to be a TSC member or doesn't want to be a TSC member, then including those here is a great way to do that. Of course, changes can be made after we approve and merge this file. But this formalizes this process of the TSC members themselves, and kind of what happens there. Specifically, there's a little bit of a so this describes the process of an update, and then the PRs merged and propose. Either if 2 weeks have passed since at least 3 TSC members have approved the PR or expressed the comment, or an absolute majority of the TSC members approve the PR. So that's the idea, is that at least 3 approve and there's been no objections within 3 weeks from the other members, or an absolute majority have approved it. So we don't anticipate this being any sort of a problem, but that's kind of the way the mechanism is designed at the moment. Um, and then this is pointed to by the work here. Um, so Stephen has some changes in here that describe, you know, this being maintained in the repository. We point to specifically this Hyperledger Aries repository, which has kind of always been a little bit of an empty but an umbrella repository for stuff, so that we can point to other various projects, etc. As part of that. So um, the only real big changes to this that we propose, I think I brought this up last week, is that we indicate that meetings can occur as part of regular scheduled calls. So should we need anything that actually has TSC approval, we don't necessarily need a new call. It could just happen here um, in this call, and if we really need to, we can schedule another one. So this is an effort to reduce any sort of extra load or meeting stuff actually happening there. So that's my quick overview. Any comments, thoughts, questions about these proposed changes? I bring this up with a little bit of urgency since we're kind of past the deadline that we've been asked to do this by. But I think that this is a really great outcome, and grateful to Stephen for doing the work to get the PR in with this stuff. Any thoughts, questions, comments?
Looks good.
Perfect. A positive comment. Thanks, Jorge. Um, so um, I right now, and the call is a little fast. If you have anything that you want to, if you want to indicate that you want more time to review, please leave a comment on these PRs, and that way we can know. Otherwise, we will assume that folks are good with it, and we'll make this happen. Again, leadership here in the Aries group has mostly been who steps back the fastest, or who or the slowest rather. Um, and happy to help, but it's always up for folks who want to be involved. So that's good. Um, and so if with no objections or comments indicating such within the next couple of days, then I anticipate by the end of the week we'll wrap this up so that it can be done. We can match the deadline, have the completed draft charter there as part of that process. And so that's really kind of where the status lands and the most important item that we had for discussion today. Um, so with that, any comments on this or any other things that folks would like to discuss today? And if nothing, then I propose we adjourn for this week. Any other important discussion items or things folks want to bring up? Hearing nothing. I appreciate you being here. And please do take a look at these PRs if you have any objections, so that we can move those quickly. And with that, let's keep it short and sweet. Hope your week is an effective and a productive one. And we will see you all later.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.